Welcome to Ring Takes episode 66. I'm your host, Daniel Daly, joined with Brian and Lewis. That's it. Episode 66. We're joined with Brian and Lewis. As always, thanks you guys for joining me here on a Tuesday, off the heels of Raw, an exciting weekend of wrestling, especially for NXT Battleground, which we'll get into. But Clash of the Castle is this Saturday. We're going to get into those picks right away. Very entertaining week of wrestling, but let's get into it. Let's make our picks for Clash of the Castle in Scotland. First up, we have the triangle match between Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, Alba Fire, Ilya Dawn versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark for the Women's Tag Team Championships. This has just been brewing with the Bianca and Jade going from brand to brand. Now it seems like they're in their Raw section of their title defense against these two teams. What do you guys make of this matchup, and who do you guys have winning?
Daniel, it's Isla Dawn.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
It's not Ilya, it's not Ilya Dragunov.
It's Isla Dawn. Yes. please.
Did I say Ilya? Didn't I say Ilya? Or is it not? That's not.
It's Isla.
Oh, come on. Then we were in NXT UK.
It's always been Isla.
TV. Exactly, and then you have to show a little bit more respect in this case for this match as far as this PLE is concerned, because I'm not sure where I don't know the countries off the top of my head that Alba Fire and Isla Dawn are from, but they are Europe, so they are going back to the.
I think on Raw they said they are from Scotland. I'm pretty sure
so they said they're both from Scotland.
I believe that's what they talked to them before their match.
We need to know this exactly because we post this on the internet and we're wrong. We got a whole bunch of countries, F-bombing us and saying all types of nonsense.
Let's bring in our Scottish correspondent.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
We definitely have to get that right.
Isla Dawn's Scottish and Alba.
Yeah, Isla Dawn is Scottish. Okay.
Yep, they're both Scottish.
Okay, so they're both of Scottish descent. Yeah, so Daniel, you have to pronounce her name correctly.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
Dawn. There we go. I'm just gonna say Dawn. I'm gonna say the second. I'm gonna say the second one. There we go.
You can't say Isla.
I did. Isla Dawn. Okay. Isla Dawn. Even though there's no Y, there's no.
Silent S.
Literally S.
Okay.
Literally S.
Okay, I'm gonna make
literally S.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna make
either way.
Sweet. You go ahead, Daniel.
Either way. I just want to say, I believe Alba Fire, mother passed away. She had gotten into an accident.
Yeah, I did see that.
Basically a hit and run. I did see that. I just saw that confirmed and stuff like that. So, prayers to her and rest in peace to her mom and stuff like that. On the eve of this PLE week and stuff like that. So I know that's tough. I know Scotland's going to be pulling for her real heavy. That's just crazy to happen during the week of the PLE. But who do you guys have in this matchup, and what do you guys think about this matchup coming together?
Okay. All right, so I did just do some additional research. They both are Scottish, but they both were born in the United Kingdom. So just to add that extra context. But as far as this match goes, I feel like we spent more time finding out where these girls are from than we're going to spend on this actual match and build, because this build has literally been like the quickest like build ever. I almost feel as though that because of what we just researched and figured out, that this should just be a regular tag team match with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn challenging Bianca and Jade. But since Shayna and Zoe were declared the number one contenders, it does make sense. I mean, I look at it from a standpoint of, you got Bianca and Jade as your Avenger tag team, and now at this point facing each other. In a tag team match, you need to put additional tag teams against them right now because of how the women's tag team division is at this point. So this is going to be simple. Bianca and Jade get the win. Let's move on.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, we were just talking about Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, and I mean, yeah, they're a legitimate tag team, but they're not really seen as like a top tag team. I feel like I see them lose more than win. And then obviously we haven't even seen Isla Dawn and Alba Fire on TV like that, right? So it's just to highlight Jade and Bianca more. So it should be a simple match where they just get the big pop and take everybody out. But also Isla Dawn and Alba Fire are gonna get the hometown crowd going for them, but I don't see them winning at all.
So the hometown girls have no shot in this match.
Nope.
They do not.
They were drafted to SmackDown, did nothing on SmackDown. Now they're drafted to Raw. And they have this moment. It's like we have to capitalize something with these women, right? Like they were NXT tag team champions. They came up, lost the tag team champions to Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey. And it's like they haven't done anything with them. There has to be a payoff with that tag team in some shape or form.
They got booked like Mansoor.
Basically.
It's essentially what this is. They get booked like Mansoor.
I think Piper Niven's is getting a title shot.
Like it's just crazy because it's like, how haven't they done anything? Like they weren't injured to my knowledge. And it was like, what's going on? Are they coming up? Are they actually going to be fighting? But this is the moment, right? Like this is a tag team match. They're in Scotland. Why not use them? It's like you got to get better utilization out of these girls that are hometown grown, have a pedigree from NXT that got called up, and they haven't done anything. But yep, I got to agree with you guys. Bianca and Jay, 2-women power trip. I don't see them losing anytime soon. It's too early for that. But I think it's going to be a good match between all three. I will say that. Let's move on to Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental Championship. Who do you guys have in this one, as this one has been building and building and building ever since WrestleMania, and really reaching its peak here where Chad Gable's at an all-time asshole level, and Sami Zayn is trying to plead with Otis and the rest of Alpha Academy to break out of this shell from Chad Gable?
Let me start this one off. I will admit I was probably the first one to say I guess not that I wasn't a fan of it, but this wasn't the heel Chad Gable I wanted. But now that I'm seeing more of the, kind of not cultish leader, but kind of cultish, like brainwashing, manipulating. And, I think this segment on Raw with the whole, slapping Otis and getting this dark side of Otis to come out and him still not turning on Chad. I think it's definitely working for him. I think it's time for him to get a title. Like we said last week, Sammy doesn't need a title right now. So, you can still have him, get a rematch and stuff like that. But I'm going to go out on a limb and hopefully say that maybe Chad finally gets his win with the help of Otis. Because I think from what we saw on Raw, there's still more to come with him taking advantage of Otis. I don't know how is it going to go with Maxine and Tozawa. I mean, it looks like he's basically still dominating them and, making them feel like crap, but still be like, you're not leaving my side. And, just playing this giant douche of a leader that, is all about himself and everything. So, yeah, I'm going Chad Gable on this one.
I'm going to agree with Lewis on this one. We definitely have come to the point in the story where I think we need a payoff of this whole heel turn by Chad Gable. First, I want to say that he definitely has excelled in his role. Character work wise, this is the best character work that he's done since he's been with WWE, being this heel dictator. I mean, the fact that we're going to get a big baby face in Otis coming out of this has actually showed how strong his heel character work has been. My hope, and I've been preaching that, we've all been preaching this for the past month or so, obviously for him to pair up with the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile to form a new heel Alpha Academy. I feel as though that I'm hoping that we get the beginning of that at Clash of the Castle. I gotta go. I'm also going to go with Chad Gable because, like I said, we've reached the point in the story where it's either at this point he either wins the title or we just got to move on to a whole new program altogether. I don't think they can sustain any more momentum out of this program now. If at least Chad doesn't come out on top, or at least we get like a major breakthrough in the story, which would be the Creed brothers joining up with him. But if we're not going to get that, Chad Gable has to come on top at this point. So I'm going Chad.
I am also going Chad, so that's back-to-back picks that we're all picking the same people. I don't like that, but yeah, it's time. And I know
once Dan agrees with us.
Oh, hey! I already made my picks before you guys.
Is there a tornado brewing outside? I don't know. Is the world coming to an end?
It's sunny outside, dude. It's sunny outside. Okay, it's sunny outside. All right.
I don't know. It's looking a little cloudy to me.
I'm just saying. Hey. I'm not the one with the softball game, okay? But ultimately, I got to go with Chad Gable as well, man, because it's like his heel work has been great, and again, this is doing great wonders for Otis because the fans are getting behind Otis. People are feeling sympathy for Maxine and Akira Tozawa, and it's like it's time, man. Chad Gable, I felt like he should have won last year. He should have got that moment against Gunther. That wasn't the time, obviously. I felt like he should have got that moment at WrestleMania. That wasn't the time. A PLE on the road has this variation of the Creed brothers that I want to actually think help him win this match. I would love to see it actually happen at this PLE, like right now. Like them like thwarting Otis and Akira Tozawa and Maxine Dupree and just helping him win the title. And then that will carry on. A new storyline where Otis can try to battle Chad Gable for the title and have that feud build up because Otis has something there. He's been good in the ring for a while now, and he just hasn't had that story behind him to do that. Sammy has been the guy kind of carrying this story, carrying that torch of that side of that story, but it's like he needs to be on to bigger and better things, like in the main event team, doing different things, in my opinion. But maybe he needs to hold on. Maybe he needs to hold on to it for a little while until maybe whatever this Judgment Day thing goes on, whatever that title situation's happening with that, maybe that needs to go happen. But I just feel like it's time for Chad Gable, man. I've been we've all been beating this horse like Chad needs his moment. Chad needs his moment. This can be an awesome moment for him. It's time.
That contract is coming up.
Yeah, his contract's coming up, and I also love the.
I saw that he signed him and Natalia signed extensions, so I did see that.
Oh,
I did see that. So,
hey,
you signed the extension. You signed the extension. You get the title. That's the deal.
Pretty much. But from Otis's standpoint, I love his story in this. I think the backstage segment with him, Sammy, with Tozawa and Maxine, and when he's like explaining to Sammy like why he won't leave Chad Gable's side, and he starts breaking down like, well, and then you start thinking about like during the pandemic, he had Mandy Rose and the Money in the Bank. He had the tag team with Tucker Knight. He lost all of that stuff, and then who was there? Chad Gable. So it really makes you think. Okay, it makes sense. That's the reason why people are pulling for Otis to get out of this, because they kind of understand why he's sticking with him, but at the same time they don't want him with them anymore because of how good of a heel Chad Gable has been. So I like that aspect of the story.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice touch, saying like giving a little bit more reason. Like we kind of know why he's with Chad Gable, but it's like it's good to see Otis like, yo, I had nothing, like everything was gone from me, and he gave me confidence. Now he's kind of abusing that.
His peach.
Yeah. I can't say her name. She can't say her name. We know why she got fired, but yeah.
I like that angle. I thought it was going to go somewhere, and it didn't.
Yeah, that should have been a bigger payoff than it was, and it wasn't.
Yeah, it should have been a bigger payoff. But just like in basically saying him, Maxine, and Akira Tozawa, like that's my brother, that's my sister, like we're a family, like we're all in this together. But it's like Chad is abusing that power, and it's like even we saw in the match on Monday Night Raw where he was kind of using Otis to kind of soften up Sammy and kind of berating him. He kicked him when he was on the floor, I think. So definitely going to come to a head at some point. Otis is going to like turn on him, and the crowd is going to explode in response to that. So definitely can't wait to see what happens with that, man. But we all going Chad Gable as the new Intercontinental Champion. Yeah, I feel like that's the right pick. Let's continue moving on into our next title match. another showcase for Scotland. Bayley versus Piper Niven for the WWE Women's Championship. Who do you guys have in this one in Scotland?
But first, before I make my prediction, I want to talk about Piper Niven cut a promo on last week's episode of SmackDown, and it was like the first meaningful promo that she's ever cut on WWE TV. And I know the fans, whenever somebody from international is speaking and not speaking old man's English, crowd has a chance to do the whole what chant ordeal. But this is actually the one time where I wish they hadn't done it, because everything that Piper Niven was saying was all stuff that we wish that she was saying like months ago, or we wish that they were giving her the opportunity to say. She was talking about the dominance that she showed before she came to WWE, pretty much giving everybody an idea of why she was such a big deal in the UK and NXT UK and all of that stuff. And that's all stuff that we've needed, because like I said on last week's show, I felt that she suffered from the Karrion Kross syndrome of Vince's original booking, whereas the people are still trying to get the bad taste out of their mouth for how she was booked as Dewdrop with Eva Marie and all that stuff, and people haven't had the chance to take her seriously. And now I feel like we're finally getting that. We've gotten her being more serious in the last 2 weeks than we've had in her entire run in WWE so far. But I still gotta go with Bayley on this one, because it's kind of similar to the women's tag team match, where it's almost like Piper Niven is being booked like Mansoor, only getting this title opportunity because we're going to Scotland. And it's kind of a big fear of mine, because I don't want her to have this title match, have a good showing, and then it's right back to the whole tag team storyline with Chelsea Green. I actually want her to come out on top of this and actually be treated like a serious contender moving forward. Like put her in a bigger story with a woman, a top woman, or something of that nature. I don't want her to lose and then like drop back down. But I still gotta go with Bayley on this, with the hope that Piper Niven is booked seriously moving forward.
Yeah, I'm agree with Brian. I hope this also isn't like a Zelina Vega situation where I felt like with this whole Zelina Vega, like, I don't know if it was more so just how crazy the crowd was in Puerto Rico that like you kind of actually wanted her to win the title. And just because, obviously her having that moment was obviously super special and everything. But I feel like this is also the same thing for Piper Niven. Like she's, been in this whole tag team thing with Chelsea Green. I feel like she could be more, she could also have kind of like a Nia Jax position if they booked her right, but like Brian said, all the Dewdrop stuff and that just kind of tarnishing the image a little bit, and now trying to rebuild her, and that now she's only getting the title shot because it's in Scotland. Hopefully, she has a dominating like an over the top performance that shows like what she can do and how she can go on the ring to kind of maybe break her out of that mold of just like being a tag team wrestler, or just being like part of it, something that where she doesn't stand out. But either way, Bayley's gonna retain the title. I think we all know that not a lot of titles are changing on this PLE. Kind of like a elimination chamber type vibe, where some people are gonna get their big pops because it's their home country and stuff. But we're not going to see a lot of huge like title changes happening. But as much as I would like, I'm not saying Piper deserves a title shot, right? I mean, a title right now, but Bayley's still, just off the cusp of winning at WrestleMania. So I don't see her losing the belt, especially not to Piper anytime soon. So that's where I'm at.
I want to know if you be my girl. They're in the UK. They're in Scotland. That song's gonna go crazy. Bayley's winning this match. As for Piper Niven, of course, we want her to have a good showcase because we saw what she's done in the Mae Young Classic. We saw what she's done in NXT UK. We know what she's capable of outside of the Dewdrop, Eva Marie characters, which was bad, Dewdrop, all that stupid stuff. And it's like she should be taken seriously. She can go in the ring. I don't think she looks bad in the ring. Every single time she looks like she executes her moves right. She's in the right place. She's effective in the ring. And hopefully this is not a drop down. Maybe I don't think that she should be out of the tag team division because I feel like we need tag teams And I feel like there's more meat on the bone with Chelsea Green and Piper Niven together as a formidable tag team, or just a thorn in Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill's side going forward. They need some type of nemesis, right? But ultimately, I hope this is not setting her back. I hope it's not. It should be a momentum swing, a momentum push to feature her more. She has been featured on with Chelsea Green, but it's like she needs to be featured more as an Impact player, especially on SmackDown. But Bayley, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, for the longest time, whenever I was thinking about Bianca and Jade and how like you would hypothetically break them up, like what's a team that can legitimately beat them with? And at first, two people I was thinking of was Piper Niven and Nia Jax. Now, I was thinking that too. Yep. That's literally the only team that legitimately could beat those two. So just something
down the road thinking with Chelsea Green as the manager.
Exactly.
As the mouthpiece. annoying Nia Jax all the damn time. Some variation of that can possibly happen. But I just think Bayley, she just got the belt. She's going to carry that belt at least for another couple months and carry that SmackDown title. She's earned that right. And we all think that she's going to win. We all going Bayley again. That's 3 in a row. This is dangerous. There's a bad omen going to happen here. Let's get into our next match. The undisputed title in an I Quit match. Well, this escalated quickly, didn't it?
All right. Lewis, can I go first on this, please?
Oh yeah, go for it.
From a regular match. Wait. From a regular match to an I Quit match out of nowhere.
All right. Okay. So before you go, Brian, and I think I always got confused with these I Quit matches. Is I Quit matches? Is it kind of like what am I thinking? Aren't I Quit? Isn't it kind of like Iron Man, where it's like until you can't get to the count of 10? Or it's literally just say I quit.
It's literally just say I quit.
I think I always got it confused with matches where they were like, oh, you lose, like you get fired. So I think that's why I always get confused when I say I quit. Does this mean the person quits WWE?
Oh no, that's the pink slip on a pole match.
That's Vince Russo booking that we all love.
Well, who am I thinking of that? I had one of those matches like where like they lost and then they had to like leave WWE.
It's happened. I just can't. I want to say it was like Eve Torres or something, but I don't think.
I mean, yeah, they have had like I Quit matches where like they put the stipulation of, oh, when you quit, you're going to be quitting your job, or you're going to be quitting this. Like, I specifically remember, this is going to be a very bad example, but when Vince faced Stephanie in a father-daughter I Quit match, and if Stephanie quit, that she would lose her position as general manager of SmackDown. So they've had those matches over the years.
I think that's why I always got confused. I was like, they quit. Why did they leave?
Linda McMahon threw in the
towel. Yeah, but still. Jesus. Yeah, but going back to this match,
no, it definitely did happen because I thought there was something like where somebody quit and then they went to the different brand. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah,
I can't remember. I can't remember. But yeah.
All right.
This is not a loser leaves town match.
Yeah. So in regards to this match, the only thing that kind of frustrates me about this stipulation is the fact that this feud between these two guys, it confirmed that this feud should have been a trilogy, meaning that we shouldn't have gotten Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul in Saudi Arabia. What we should have gotten was a rematch of Cody and AJ, and they should have just filled in that month with an additional month of storytelling between Cody and AJ, and made this whole feud a trilogy. Because at least by that point, the I Quit match would have made sense as the third rubber match. But that's just my personal opinion. I do feel as though that it is kind of like sudden. It's like AJ fooled Cody into thinking he was retiring. AJ beats the crap out of him brutally, and now Cody comes back the next week saying that next time we fight it's going to be an I Quit match. I don't think that beatdown was that vicious enough for us to even be jumping into this.
It's the integrity of the title, Brian. That's what Cody is fighting for.
Now I understand that, but do you guys agree that the beatdown could have been at least a little bit more vicious then for them to even get to an I Quit match stipulation?
Are you
I feel
saying
like
this should have been
it
like
should have been
AJ?
a couple more beatings in, not just like, oh, I fake retired and I kicked your ass. All right, I quit match. It's like,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like it's so sudden. I just feel as though that should have been like a little bit more animosity for us to eventually get to an I quit match.
yeah.
So, but
Are you
that's
saying
just
it should have been? Are you saying it should have been like AJ versus Nakamura, where Nakamura just keeps low blowing him and getting disqualified, and then
we're talking.
they just start low blowing each other?
Why you gotta bring that up?
Okay, I'll say this much: if AJ had attacked Cody like how Rock did in the rain in the rain that time,
you mean the slap?
Then we're talking. Then now we're talking beat down serious enough for an I quit match. But for this match, I mean, we all know who we're going with this one. I mean, I think we've pretty much declared since Cody won the title that any title defense that he's going to have for the next couple of months is going to be pretty predictable, and until we get Rock or Roman again. But I'm gonna go Cody Rhodes in that aspect. We're definitely gonna get a great match between the two because they're two great in-ring technicians. One of them being a top 5, arguably a top 10 in-ring performer of all time in AJ Styles. We saw what we got in Backlash, and now they're going they're going from France to Scotland. So the crowd is gonna try to compete with France as far as crowd reaction goes for this match between these two. I'm looking forward to it. I just wish for the sake of the story that this feud was a trilogy. That's all.
Yeah. I think just what threw this off is that this PLE just kind of came so fast. Like we had
all of them have
King in the ring, and then boom, 3 weeks later, boom, here's another PLE. So it's like I felt like there wasn't like Brian said, there was just no extra time there for them to build this. Like it would have been, like maybe it would have been better if like that week, that I guess that SmackDown right after King and Queen of the Ring, like AJ would have did it to maybe give it more time, but then they did it last week. It was like, boom, now here's the PLE. All right, here's the feud. It's just like, it's a little too fast, but yeah, we know this is just it's gonna be a great match. It's probably gonna be a more, all over the place in the crowd, getting people more hyped and just get the crowd roaring with spots and stuff. But I'm also curious to see what AJ pulls out. Are Luke and Gallows gonna come too? Are they gonna come help him? Is Cody gonna have anybody on his side to come help him? I don't see him losing the title. It would be a giant swerve if I don't know where AJ actually did win the title, but I don't see that happening. So, I'm going to go with Cody. It's going to be a good match, but I don't see – I don't know. This is one of those matches where anything can happen, I guess, but I don't see Cody losing anytime soon. Especially
right before. The great AJ Styles, who doesn't have much in the tank anymore, who's on his last years. You're going to scream, "I quit."
You tell me, Dan.
He's already been hook or crook.
So say he's going to win, Dan. Say he's going to win, Dan.
He's got to pull the Rock.
Say he's going to win.
Get a tape recording of Cody Rhodes and steal the title. That's what he's got to do, man. That's what he's got to do, because this is not going to end in no contest.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, is this going to be like a Luke Gallows and Anderson come out and help him? Because, like, I'm thinking like the scenario. Okay,
they should.
I know, but then who's coming to help Cody? Are we really saying that Cody's actually losing the title?
Nobody should help him.
So are you saying he's losing the title?
No, wait now. Now listen to this. They did announce that Cody is going to be a special guest on NXT tonight. Who's been on NXT lately? Gallows and Anderson. Who have they been feuding with? The tag team champions and Nathan Frazier and Axiom. So if there's an interaction there on NXT tonight, and Good Brothers do get involved in Scotland, there's your help. Just a thought.
That's a random.
No, I'm just saying.
group
If
to just
they're all
pop
on
up.
NXT, yeah,
You really
yeah, but
think
it
they're
makes
gonna get
sense
a big pop? They're gonna get a big pop to help Cody. It has to be somebody who's on the main roster. Like, I mean, I know they're not on SmackDown, but I was like, get Miz and R-Truth to come out and help them out or some shit. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Oh, no, because they've been helping Kevin Owens. Yeah, I don't know what other teams are. I was gonna say Street Profits, but I'm like, they've been helping Kevin Owens. So
Yeah, they've been helping in the bloodline.
They're in a different feud.
Yeah.
So that's it.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's just I just don't want AJ Styles to go out. I don't know why they're doing this I Quit match as the second match. I can see it if it was the third match, and I'll be like, okay, that's a way to just do it, and he's like cowering. Or maybe this is a way for AJ to cower and say I quit, and then set up another third match. Maybe he attacks him after the match or something like that, and sets up a third match or whatever the case may be. But a cage match on SmackDown or something. But I don't know. I just don't. We all want AJ Styles to look good, and we all know he's the perfect opponent for Cody and stuff like that. But it's just like I don't want to see him keep taking L's here. That's the only thing I don't like. But it's gonna happen. Cody Rhodes isn't winning. He's
Should
holding
just
that
made it a Hell in a Cell match.
He's holding that title, man. He's not losing that title, man. We're all going Cody Rhodes. We're all picking the same people here, but this one here could be divisive. This should be the main event. God damn it! Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship with the Judgment Day barred from ringside because Damian Priest, for some reason, offered this on a silver platter to Drew McIntyre to beat Finn Balor. What do you guys make of this matchup, and who do you guys have winning?
Mm-hmm. Stipulation is so stupid, bro. Because bro, they really need to eliminate that stipulation from all forms of wrestling, for all wrestling promotions, because it makes no sense. Because they always end up getting involved anyway. Barred from ringside doesn't mean shit. That just means don't be around for the first 20 minutes. Come for the last 2. That's literally what it means.
Hey.
You know what I'm gonna say with this? You know how they'll do it? Carlito's gonna come out because he's not technically a part of Judgment Day.
I mean, he's been in the scene.
But is he a part of the Judgment Day?
He fist bumped him on Raw.
That means
he fist bumped him on Raw.
Did Damian ever say you're officially in the Judgment Day?
No.
Yeah. But Judgment Day's barred, not Carlito.
And if Liv Morgan comes out.
I don't know why that spot on Raw was so funny when he put down the card.
We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get
to that. We're gonna get to that.
But as far as this pick, this is tough because we've discussed this before. Is Drew really gonna lose overseas again? And
he signed the contract, so he gave up any creative control he had.
You don't know that. You don't know what he's
not Hulk Hogan. He's not Hulk Hogan.
You don't know that. The Rock gave him a sword. All right, that has to mean something. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say Drew wins the title. Part of me thinks no, but I think this downward trend of the Judgment Day. I don't know. Judgment Day just isn't looking strong right now, and they're barred.
It is entertaining. It is entertaining.
It is entertaining. The live stuff is entertaining, but them as a group, they are not looking strong. You got Damian already giving the side eye to Finn, like he's now keeping his part up. JD's just getting obliterated all the time. Dom's got the stuff with Liv. It's just like the group is not dominant right now, and with Rhea out even more, it's just like. And then you got Damian over here, kind of trying to be like, I don't need anybody. I'm the guy that can get the job done. But it's just like
he has been showing that he can. Yes.
But I feel like it's honestly truth to what Drew says is like you got all this stuff you're focusing on. You're not focusing on the main thing, which is me. And it's just like, but I don't know. I don't want Damian to lose the title so quick. I feel like they need to show him off a little bit more. But Drew's I don't know. When's Drew's time coming? And are we really?
Let Let me put it like this, Lewis. Somebody's got to. Somebody from Scotland has to win.
Exactly, and we've already picked all of them to lose.
Somebody has to win.
So, come on now. So I'm going Drew.
You can't.
As much as I don't want Damien to lose, because
you can't have all the hometown women lose and then have Damien Priest. I mean, Drew McIntyre lose too.
And this is why this is so hard to pick, bro. Because there's so many factors.
CM Punk is lurking,
and he's been out of sight, out of mind for the last couple of weeks.
Is he going to make it out of Scotland if he gets involved?
Okay, this is the only way I see Drew losing and not being, completely screwed is if he gets screwed, which is, like I said, Carlito comes out, costs him the match, or like he gets DQ'd or something, and then he can still get another title shot at, let's say, like SummerSlam, but it's just like, come on now. Like, it was so devastating to see him lose against Roman, where we all kind of thought he was finally going to get it. But to have it happen again, it's like, but yeah, the hometown curse is real too, but
CM Punk is the monkey wrench in that. CM Punk is the monkey wrench. If they wanted to create crazy heat for CM Punk, that would be it. Now, is there a world where I see Drew McIntyre winning the title and then CM Punk comes out after? Maybe. Maybe that's the way you continue that story. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
And you know what does well? I know. Yeah, I was gonna say it does make sense for Drew and Punk to go at it at SummerSlam, but I'm like, wait, Punk's not even from Cleveland, so. But I mean, it's still that area. So
yeah, matter of fact, I think they got that. I think they have that penciled in for SummerSlam, assuming Punk is ready.
Yeah. So that's my pick.
Yeah,
going Drew McIntyre. Okay.
All right, you're going Drew. Lewis pretty much listed.
Wait. So Damian Priest is going to lose the title just off the heels of Puerto Rican Day Festival in New York? What are we doing?
See, I totally forgot about that. That was a segment on Raw where they talked about everything he's done.
What are we doing?
Are you picking Drew to lose in his home country again?
All right, Lewis, I'm going to address that right now. I don't think it matters so much about him losing in his home country right now because he got paid. He got his contract. He got his money now.
At some point, it has to matter. It has to matter at some point.
If he still was a free agent and it was still uncertainty with his contract, then I definitely would say that okay, they have to put the title on him now because you need to retain him at all costs. But now that since he's got paid, they really don't owe him shit anymore. He got his money. So
hey, you don't know what was negotiated. You don't know what was negotiated.
He got to
tell me he's like, hey, let me get one title reign, please, and let it be in my home.
He got the one title reign before the contract. It was just 5 minutes. He
gets to see his family. The whole company takes a trip to go see his family. He's fine. He doesn't need the title.
Yeah,
like Drew, you're gonna lose, and then you get a nice vacation. All right, see ya.
But I will say this: if Drew is going to lose, it can't be straight up. It has to be some type of shenanigans.
That's what I'm saying.
He can't lose in his home country straight up. If he's going to lose there, it has to be some type of shenanigans. Which is why I think this is where we're gonna get the insane heat for CM Punk. Yeah, CM Punk has literally been out of sight, out of mind on WWE programming for the last month. I mean, Drew's been mentioning him like on social media, but it hasn't really been mentioned as much on TV.
So you're gonna make CM Punk public enemy number 1 in the UK?
Why not?
Like Shawn Michaels for Canada?
Punk, we all know Punk's best work has always been as a heel anyway. So
but Drew's a heel right now.
We really don't even know who's a heel.
Technically, isn't Damien a heel too? He's part of Judgment Day.
Exactly. Priest is heel right now too because of Judgment Day. Like we got all these tweeners, bro. We don't even have concrete baby facing heels right now. Yeah, everyone's going back and everyone's in the shades of gray. No one's black or white anymore. It's shades of gray now.
Only Sammy.
Black and red.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, who you got, Daniel? Well, Brian, who'd you pick?
Who am I going with? I'm going Damian Priest. Like Damian Priest is doing a thing. Yeah,
Wow.
like I said, they don't owe Drew shit now. He got his money.
They owe him one title
That is
reign,
crazy.
but
he got his title reign. It was 5 minutes. It was just for 5 minutes.
I'm going Drew McIntyre. Like, obviously, there's been friction between the Judgment Day where Damien's trying to stand down on his own. Finn's kind of looking at him all the time, like, yo, like, don't look at me. He's kind of giving that vibe all the time. There's so much confusion where I feel like everybody doesn't really need Damien right there. Like, he can stand on his own and do his own thing. But it's just like, I don't know if the Judgment Day is going to end with this loss. I think it's going to continue, and maybe he's like angry at them, and that continues to break up down the line.
Yeah.
But you can't lose in your hometown twice. They cannot do that. They cannot do that.
That first show was not in his hometown. That was in Cardiff, Wales.
It's still in the UK.
It was on the same continent.
In the UK.
But now it is.
We keep saying his hometown. This match is in his hometown. That match was in Cardiff.
We cannot continue to have the Vince McMahon booking where everyone loses in their hometown. You can't do that.
That first match was not in his hometown.
I understand that. I hear you on that, but it's still overseas. It's still UK. His people travel.
Brian's saying, like, it's not the US, it's Hawaii. I was like, it's Hawaii. It's still the US. But he's from New York, but he's still from the US.
Oh, man. But those are our picks for those are our picks for the Clash of the Castle Man in the tag team match, the women's tag team title match. We have Bianca and Jade. We all picked Chad Gable to become the new Intercontinental Champion. We have Bayley retaining. We have Cody Rhodes retaining in their title matches, and we split. We go Drew McIntyre. Me and Lewis go Drew McIntyre, and Brian goes Damian Priest for an upset. That's going to shift everything because that's the only one we differed on in our picks. So it's going to be great. I believe it's at 11 a.m. on Saturday, so that's early, so everyone can watch it.
11 a.m. Pacific, but 2 p.m. our time.
God damn it.
Perfect. Perfect. That's just beginning out of work.
God damn it. Man. But, yep, that's going to be on Saturday. Should be entertaining. Definitely going to be checking it out. So we'll see what happens, man. But let's continue what happened on Raw with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan turns up the heat on Dominic Mysterio. I don't know if Eddie Guerrero got a hotel key. I don't remember that in the timeline.
Did he get caught in the hotel at one point?
Well, he got caught in the shower. I don't know if that was a hotel. I mean, if he was smart, that would have been a hotel room. But okay.
But Liv Morgan laying down the gauntlet, basically pressing up on Dominic Mysterio, offering her hotel key to him, and Lewis was. I think we're all laughing when he was saying, "Yeah, but she gave me her hotel key," and he slams it on the table like a Uno, like a draw four.
And Carlito's
like a game of spades. Like he threw
it. This is the best thing Carlito said since his return. He's like, "Yeah, that's cool."
I was crying. That was the funniest part. As soon as he said that, I was like, "Yep, I'm bringing this."
I was like, "That hits so well." He's like, "That's cool.
That's cool.
That's cool." And then everybody's looking at him. He's like, "That's not cool." But Liv Morgan getting. Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
And just to add, I also thought it was funnier how Finn Balor slid the key into his pocket afterwards.
Like that whole thing with Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio. It's like it's taken away from everything, but it's at least entertaining and carrying the show. It's carrying the Judgment Day right now. Because on the line, it's just like when Rhea Ripley, whenever she returns, it's going to be no hell have no fury like a woman scorned. Oh my God.
I mean, you guys saw the video I shared in the Instagram chat of the episode of Martin. That's exactly how it's going to be.
Like, oh man, like it's just like entertaining. She comes out during the match, the 6-man tag with Braun Strowman and the LWO versus Damian Priest, Carlito, JD McDonough, and Dominic Mysterio. She comes out, gets involved in that, gets knocked on the apron, gets on top of Dom, which is subjective. I guess we're not in the PG era at all anymore.
She didn't get on top of him. I mean, Braun Strowman knocked her on.
She didn't move.
I know semantics, but yeah, we got it. Yeah,
fair enough. She didn't move, and all this stuff is happening, and it's like, oh my goodness, where are they going with this storyline here with Dominic and Liv Morgan? She's definitely turning up the pressure. It's definitely entertaining. It's hilarious.
I mean, I just want to know at this point if Finn Balor actually pulled up to the hotel room.
I like how nobody said nothing. He just slid it in his pocket and went to the match.
and then people want to get on social media afterwards, tweeting at his wife saying, "Hey, you watching this? You watching this?"
It's funny because
then like people are just like, guys, no, Fergal Devitt is married. Finn Balor is not. Like, guys,
like, damn, keep up with the storyline,
guys. Tweeting at his wife and stuff.
Just live in kayfabe for once. Damn it. Damn it. Shit. Nah, but they're definitely turning up the heat on this storyline, and I can't wait to see where it goes. It's going to be hilarious. We're going to see, man. We're going to see, because Dom is just looking like not a damsel in distress, but a deer in the headlights with Liv Morgan. So.
No. Dom is acting like a mentally weak man. That's what exactly.
Hey,
I can't touch, but I don't know what to do.
Liv Morgan said, "Would you want to be called daddy, or do you want to keep calling people mommy?" she laid the gauntlet out. She's challenging his manhood.
That is true.
And he's got to answer the bell. He's got to figure out what he wants to do. But definitely entertaining, definitely fun. Let's get to more wreckage on Raw in a different violent kind. Braun Breaker going ballistic on Ricochet.
Breaking everything.
Like, ever since he's been called up to Raw, he's been suspended. He's come back. He's broken suspension. He's having matches. What is up with Adam Pearce? He has no control over anything. Over nothing. Braun Breaker basically taking Ricochet out to the woodshed and taking him out. We all know about Ricochet's contract expiring. Basically, this was the write-off, and what a way to get written off. This was crazy. I haven't seen anything like that in a while.
And it's funny because when they announced that pretty much that this episode of Raw was going to be his last one via the dirt sheets. When the night started, I think he interfered at the end of the match between Dragunov and Braun Breaker. I think he ended up getting the edge over Braun Breaker at the end, and it had people thinking, well, this is his last night. He's going out strong, right? I mean, thinking that was going to be the end of it. And then we come to the very end, and as soon as I saw the backstage segment of him walking with Dragunov, I'm like, oh yeah, here it comes. Here comes Braun Breaker like a speed of lightning, taking out Dragunov, and I'm not gonna lie, after he slammed him on that windshield, and then they did the whole backstage with Samantha Irvin coming back there, and then they get into the ambulance. You guys remember when they had that camera shot on the ambulance for the longest time? Did y'all not think that Braun Breaker was coming back?
Yeah, I did. I thought he was gonna flip the gurney. I thought he was
going to come back, grab Ricochet on the stroller,
or just drive off with the ambulance,
or just drive off with the because they kept the camera shot on the ambulance for the longest time. They pretty much made it obvious that he was going to come back. So I was just waiting for him, and he didn't come back, and it's just like, if he had
that would have been crazy. Now that would have been crazy. If he beat up Ricochet in front of Samantha Irvin, I'm like, there's no way he's not coming back. There's no way he's not coming back. You got to continue that story. If I got beat down like that, like you got to continue that story. But apparently, this is the send off for Ricochet, man. I don't know, man. I like after seeing that, I'm like, there's no way that he can't come back, right? Like that's crazy to me.
It's funny to think though, because I was watching a bit, and it's true. Like we've all seen Ricochet, probably his whole WWE run. He did some good stuff in NXT. He's always kind of I remember that.
Velveteen Dream. Yep.
Mm-hmm. He had this. He had some spots here on WWE. He won the IC title, but none of the runs were really ever like that memorable. I feel like this time around he was picking, he's being more consistent on TV, getting some wins, getting some high spots, having great matches with Ilya and other stuff like that. But I think it's also just time for him to go. I don't know. I feel like maybe he is going to AEW, but I kind of see him going. I don't know. Maybe
TNA.
like I see him going everywhere. Kind of going like the Matt Cardona, or just pop in here, go to New Japan, go to AEW. People pop in there all the time. I kind of hope he doesn't just sign to AEW, just because he'll have some great matches. But
Tony Khan has the brink truck ready.
Here's all the money.
Please fight Ospreay.
Yeah, so no. As soon as Ospreay went on social media and said what he said about Ricochet, about how he feels as though he's been underbooked and underutilized, I mean, that was a message to Tony Khan. As soon as he heard that contract was up,
yeah,
come here, let's talk. That's happening. Yeah, Ricochet, they're gonna back up the brink truck for Ricochet.
I mean, hey, we do got Forbidden Door coming up. You never know.
I will say this much: if this was the end, we wish him the best wherever he may end up. Wish we could have gotten more, but I appreciate what we got, especially in NXT. I feel as though he would have accomplished a lot more in NXT. I don't know if you guys remember during the time when he came up, how chaotic it was. Because I think he came up during the time where the ratings for Raw were very bad. So along him, Aleister Black, they kind of rushed them up to the main roster, thinking that them and a couple of others were going to help with the ratings.
All of them.
They rushed everybody up there, and he never really got the run in the full run in NXT that he could have had. Ricochet was good enough down there. He could have been NXT champion.
Sins of the father.
Exactly. He could have been down at NXT. Exactly. Exactly. He could have been at NXT long enough where I could picture him being NXT champion down there. It could have happened, but he was so hot down there that they brought him up to the main roster so fast.
I would have even been cool if he would have gone to his Lucha Underground gimmick as King Puma. And it's funny enough that what's his name, Pat McAfee kind of hinted at it so many times. Ricochet's as fast as a Puma. I'm just like, just give him a mask. Just let him be, because I honestly think that's probably just his biggest downfall is his promo work. Mm-hmm. He can talk, but it's. I mean,
the only it would have just been a Sable situation.
Yeah.
Samantha Irvin would have came out in the cheetah dress, and then she would have been introducing him.
You can honestly make the case that after WrestleMania 40, Samantha Irvin was more over than Ricochet. As of right now, since WrestleMania 40, she's been more over than Ricochet.
And that's no shot at him. She's just so good at her job that she's more valuable at this point. Her voice is more valuable than Ricochet at this point. And it sucks because I look at Ricochet as that person that had potential to do stuff, kind of like a Mustafa Ali, who also asked for his release. So it's kind of sad to see both of those guys kind of go out in the same light where they weren't utilized as they should have. And maybe Ricochet now, we're looking for challengers in NXT. It's he could have went to NXT and had a run down there. Baron Corbin has done it. Other guys have done it. Dolph Ziggler has done it. So I thought that was going to be the natural route for him. Unfortunately, it wasn't. Speaking about random people, Apollo Crews lost to Andrade, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, which was random. And it's Apollo Crews is still here.
Yeah, and Apollo Crews signing. Who
got drafted? But hey, at least he attacked someone, and maybe he'll be getting a match. So we'll see.
Oh man. But yeah, just Ricochet just looks like it was missed opportunity after missed opportunity. Not on his fault, just the booking into the situation how it went. Yeah. So if this is the last time we see him in WWE for now, I wish him the best. I wish he has good performances everywhere else, wherever he goes. But yeah, Braun Breaker, scary. I don't know where they're going with this Braun Breaker thing. Maybe he's the guy to face. Maybe he's the guy to face Sammy. If Sammy retains.
when Monday Night Raw officially debuts on Netflix, I think the plan is that he's going to be the face of the program when they transfer into that new era on Netflix. That he's going to be one of the key guys moving forward, as he should.
One thing I did see is that with him having all this friction with Adam Pearce, maybe this could lead to a first-time trade to SmackDown. Because he's just not he's breaking all these rules. He's not listening to suspensions and this and that. Giving him crap, and because wasn't he originally? No, was he originally?
He was going to sign the SmackDown.
Exactly. So I feel like there's a story within that. Like I picked Nick Aldis, and then I got drafted here, and then look what happened. So just send me where I really wanted to be. And he's gonna have a plethora of people to face down there that are strong, and who knows, it could skyrocket him to a feud with Cody.
If that happens,
that's 2 generational talents right there. That's
the perfect badass right now. Like him just taking out people and him going up against Cody Rhodes would be crazy. Man, that would be crazy. But yeah, man, crazy Raw happening. Let's go to NXT Battleground, which was a different affair than we're used to for NXT. Usually at Full Sail, usually at certain locations and pay-per-views where they do it. This one was at the Apex, UFC Apex in Las Vegas, where they did a lot of the COVID fights for UFC. Different format. I thought it was going to be more of a throwback feel to the NXT Black and Gold, where everyone was jam-packed. I thought it was going to be way more jam-packed in there. But what do you guys think about the event and the venue? I thought the venue was weird. I don't know if it was the acoustics or whatever the case may be, but it just didn't. The vibe of it didn't feel right.
Oh, that's how you felt? No, I thought the vibe was great on that.
The matches were good. The matches were good. I was fine with the product, but I just felt like the environment wasn't.
I mean, you say that you felt like that they weren't kind of enclosed. I mean, with the camera shots, they definitely kind of were, especially with the announcers table, because like Vic Joseph had been saying on commentary.
Yeah, there was no space.
The event was a lot different than normal because they were actually a lot closer to the ring. So if you notice, a lot of those matches, whenever they went outside to the announcers table, like the table was literally like right there, literally like 2 or 3 feet away from the ring. So from that standpoint, I definitely felt like it was a little bit more of a convoluted atmosphere as far as matches go. And the crowd, and as far as the crowd goes, the crowd is the crowd when it comes to NXT. I mean, you got it's literally pretty much like AEW's audience. You got the 18 to 49 people who like react to pretty much everything that's considered athletic or impressive. So from that standpoint, I thought it was a great show as far as atmosphere and vibe goes. I don't feel any of the matches disappointed. I know we're probably going to think differently as far as the NXT underground match goes, but I don't think anything disappointed. The only thing that I wish that they probably could have scaled back on, and this is just a nitpick. Maybe they didn't need to show as much of Sexy Red this time around. I get her opening the show. Fine. I know she was.
Did you not like the Sexy Red experience, Brian? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling the people who watch wrestling?
Hold up, sir. I love the Sexy Red experience. Now hold up. When she first introduced everybody, and then she started doing what she was doing, they were twerking with the split and stuff. I was entertained. I was very much entertained. So from that aspect, I liked it. The only time I felt like.
A lot of reviews on wrestling was off of that. They didn't like Sexy Red, which I thought was weird because it's like, okay, I get everyone's she's not the natural wrestling entertainer to come in, but I just chalked it up. I thought it was like the Raw GM special, like where they have people come in.
Daniel, I'm gonna say this, and it might be controversial. Sexy Red is for the brothers and the hermanos. That's what she's for. That's what she's for. The majority, now we all know. Let's keep it real. I'm gonna be controversial with this statement. We all know that out of all the wrestling fans in the world, a good 90% of them are white. Let's be real. That's the world that we live in. The other 10%, you got black, the minorities, the Asian. That's how it is. So the white people look at Sexy Red and they say, "Oh, this is degrading. How dare you put this on our TV for how dare you put this on our TV for wrestling? We don't want to see twerking. We don't want to see this, which is weird as hell. They need to find some other entertainment. But for us, we like this stuff, don't we?"
Hey, don't group us into this, Brian.
I'm sorry. I am not a Sexy Red fan. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and talk a bunch of crap. I don't know. She's not one of my. She's not someone that I would see. Yeah, I would not. I would only understand it with the whole NXT maybe because it's like Florida. I don't even think she's from Florida. I don't know where the hell she's from.
Wait a minute. Oh, go ahead, Lewis. Go ahead.
But I mean, I saw it as more just bringing more eyes to the product.
Yeah.
Just like, people know who she is, obviously from music and social media and all this stuff. And then they see her in wrestling, like, what? It's just more of that, like, oh, wrestling's cool. Like, I feel after this WrestleMania with all the eyes it brought to it, this was just another avenue to just, like, get more people to NXT. Like, oh, look what she's doing with all these wrestlers, blah, blah, blah. So, to that aspect, I mean, that's the only, not saying she's I was, like, so happy to see her. I'm like... It is what it is for me. But for me, I thought the show was good. I thought the women's ladder match was really entertaining.
Kalani Jordan, the new North American NXT champion. I thought she looked. That's the one thing I'll say about NXT real quick is the women's division. They've been trying to make a name for themselves, and it's been working. It's been working. So
also, that girl who what's her name? Soul. That move is fantastic. I hope she uses that. And also, what's her name? Lash Legend. Lash Legend. She looked really strong. That bump she took where everybody picked her up. Was great. So I think that match definitely highlighted very well for the women. Also, the women's NXT Women's Championship match was, I think, a great execution between her and Jordan Grace. Jordan, like I said before,
I didn't like the finish, but
I didn't get overall the match was pretty good. Finish.
Well, Daniel, did you not like the finish because of the execution or because of who was involved? Be serious.
Both.
Because I knew as soon as you saw who we saw, I in the back of my mind, I'm like, I know Daniel.
Ash by Elegance and what was that? Blair Davenport, was it?
Oh, they helped her win?
That was Tatum Paxley. That was Tatum Paxley.
Sorry.
And Ash by Elegance.
First of all, I'm just like the stealing of the title. I'm like, what is this? Repo Man? Like, what is this?
And it's like I said before we went on the air. Because you saw that angle now, it's kind of like now you kind of have to watch Impact to see what happened and see if there's going to be any crossover.
Luckily, TNA's on YouTube. They make clips, so if I need to see anything, I will look for a clip. That is as far as I'm going. I'm not going to watch TNA respectively.
Hey, I've heard TNA puts on a very good show, so
there's too much wrestling. There's too much.
Okay, so in regards to Kalani Jordan winning the ladder match, first of all, I didn't even see that coming. I think she was, as far as predictions go, I think she was like at the bottom of everybody's list. I don't think anybody had really predicted her. I saw a lot of people going either Michin or Lash Legend or Jada Parker. Those were like the top three. I saw that more than.
I want to meet Michin to win. I want to meet Michin. She was good in the match. She was good in the match as well. But no, that was a highly entertaining match. Jordan Grace was a good match. The Good Brothers put on a good match against Axiom and Frazier. I thought that was a good match. I don't like them losing. I'm like, they went down there. They should at least win because I feel like they don't win. I feel like they don't win.
They're veterans at this point. They're not putting titles on them.
Exactly. They're at the point right now where they're like one of the greatest tag teams of all time. They've won gold pretty much everywhere they've gone. At this point, it's just like,
why not NXT?
At this point,
the man who kept giving me crap about R-Truth and Miz. Now you want the Good Brothers to win titles?
Whoa!
Oh, we need to establish more tag teams. Now you want the Good Brothers winning titles right now? Come on, man.
Those are one of the better tag teams. They haven't been established.
By the
they
way,
have all over the world.
But by the way, as a side note, that experiment needs to end immediately right now with R-Truth and Miz as tag team champions.
No,
it's done. No, it's over. It needs to be finished.
I said what I needed to say.
Last night was the breaking point. I've had enough. Last night was the breaking point. I've had enough.
But no, you guys wanted the good feel story and R-Truth to have.
No. Lewis wanted the good feel story. He's the one that
complaining.
I'm not carrying the tag team into the new millennium. That's what you guys wanted.
Who's your new team?
I wanted DIY. That's what I wanted.
Nah, they need to split them up. DIY is done. That's my thing. I want Tommaso Ciampa to win some gold and bring back Goldie. I don't
think that's happening because they're telling that story of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller having problems now. So I think that DIY is going to be the team that finally beats them because they're telling that story.
Oh wait, DIY is on SmackDown now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So who's winning the titles on Raw? What, just AOP?
AOP.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But we had Oba Femi retaining his
Great showing.
NXT title against Wesley and Joe Coffey. I thought that Oba Femi, I don't know where the rookie of the year votes go or when that is, but he needs to win it. That guy came out of nowhere and has been kicking ass. Brian has been talking about him ever since he debuted down in NXT.
He's legit. He's legit.
He can wrestle any style. He can wrestle anybody. He's fast. He's athletic. Like
he's good
him
on
and
the
Wesley
mic.
is a good. Him and Wesley are a good David and Goliath story. I hope that continues. I hope they continue to do that. But he's impressive, man. He's impressive. We already know Wesley. If you watch Joe Coffey in NXT UK, he's pretty good with Gallus. Yeah, but Oba Femi, he's impressive, man. He's impressive.
Yeah,
also, we had Trick Williams defeating Ethan Page. Ego. I only seen him sparingly on the
Ethan Page.
Ego Ethan Page. I only seen him sparingly on the indies and stuff like that. So you guys know more about him than me, but he's a serious hand, a good call. I saw somewhere where they said that he's not officially signed to NXT.
I mean, Dirt Sheets have kind of been all over the place. I know he had said that after he debuted on NXT that he hadn't signed an official contract yet. Yeah. But then another report came out that that after he debuted on NXT TV, he canceled all of his other indie bookings that he had scheduled. So you would think if he's doing that, then that would mean that he signed the contract. But we don't know for sure. But I do know that him being entered into the match was kind of like a last minute thing. I think initially this was supposed to be Noam Dar. They were telling that story. That story. Mm-hmm. I think Noam got hurt, so they kind of like subbed him in, and they kind of like told the story within 2 weeks. But I thought it was good because the promo that they cut on the last episode of NXT, that final segment with Ethan Page, you kind of forgotten how good Ethan Page is on the mic. You know, those last couple of months or that last year in AEW where they weren't doing much with him. You know, you totally forgot how effective he can be if you put him in the right position. And now, go ahead, Daniel.
But I think the thing was with Trick Williams, we're kind of worried about challenges for him, right? Like we're kind of wondering what's going to happen. And NXT is good for that. If this was a one-off with him, that was good. But I feel like he should stay. He has staying power. He's good in the ring. I thought Trick Williams looked good. His finisher, the Trick Shot, it finally looked awesome. I felt like that was the best one that he's ever hit ever since that, because it's just a knee shot, but that one looked awesome. It looked like he got full extension in there. Looks like he had power behind it. But great showing from NXT, man. Great showing from NXT as always. They're going to continue. I believe they're going to, I can't remember. I can't even remember. I'm drawing a blank. But yeah, definitely too much action-packed wrestling, man, for this week.
Yeah, I think the next show or special that they're going to have is going to be Heat Wave. I think that's going to be in July.
Makes sense.
So I think Cody is supposed to be coming on to NXT tonight. I guess he tweeted out that like he has a gift for NXT and he wanted to see some old friends. So that's definitely something that we
Arn Anderson.
He's out. He's outgrown Arn Anderson. We don't. I know they keep going alluding to that, and they keep asking about that, but he's outgrown them. We don't need Arn Anderson back on TV anymore.
What? Oh man, we need the Glock.
He's outgrown them.
We need the Glock, man. Come on, man. But nah, I'm definitely gonna check that out as it's probably on right now.
Yeah. So one thing that I found, I'm sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to make this last point. One thing that I found like very interesting. You look at Kalani Jordan, Oba Femi, and Trick Williams as your two of them as the mid-card champion, and Trick as the top guy. These are not superstars that like trained on the independents and got signed with WWE. Yeah. These three were like legit athletes. I think Oba Femi was a football player. I think Trick was a football player, and Kalani Jordan was a gymnast. These are literally people that they've taken in other athletic fields and trained them as professional wrestlers, and now they're top stars.
And
so it goes to show how big the WWE system is. Like they don't just sign like free agents who've had experience. They can actually take an athlete, train them their way, and then if they have the charisma to go along with that, they can become top stars. Which is one of the reasons why like WWE moving forward, you know, they got their hands on everything. They can get free agents and they can train athletes in their style to become superstars. So it's like
they're not worried. They're not worried about a damn thing. Tiffany Stratton comes to mind as well.
Another one, yeah, gymnast.
Yeah. So they just pour out talent. NXT is doing really good, pouring out talent. They do it a good job. But action-packed week of wrestling, guys. We're going to continue it next week. But we see after the Clash of the Castle, we see if we have any new champions. Anything's transpiring in AEW, which we didn't talk about this week, but we'll catch up on this. I'm pretty sure you guys will catch me up on that. But as I always say, new catchphrase here, guys. Always kick out on 2. Never give up. Always kick out. Always kick out. But until next time.